The Reserve Bank's Deputy Governor Ravi Shankar recently said that the Reserve Bank is going to issue digital currencies. Okay, now this is a very important development for you and me. But let's just look at what the Deputy Governor said. He said they're looking at a phased introduction of a central bank digital currency. They're still debating whether it will be only for small retail payments or even for large wholesale payments, whether they will issue it directly from the Reserve Bank or they will issue through banks. These are the discussions going on, but it is very clear they're going to issue digital currency. So we need to understand what it means. Okay, first, what is currency? Currency is, okay, we all know the origin. It came through, first was barter. I had cow's milk and I exchanged it for wheat. And then there was an intermediate, gold. For some time, there were gold coins and bronze coins. The worth of the gold coin was exchanged for wheat. And then you took the gold coin and went and perhaps bought milk or a house or whatever. So gold became, the intrinsic value of that gold or bronze coin was important. After that came the clay tablets, and finally came the paper currency, which was first issued privately. You know, you went and sold your house to some banker and he would say, I owe this person, 1,000 rupees. And everybody respected that banker's paper. And therefore, somebody else would also take that paper and give me goods and services in exchange of that paper. That's how currency started. But then everybody didn't know how important that banker or trader was. So the sovereign came into the picture. The sovereign, which is the king or the government, whoever it was, he said, I promise to pay the bearer of this paper 5 rupees worth of goods and services or 10 rupees worth. That's how the paper currency started. Now, what is the digital currency? It is the same thing. Ultimately, what is a currency? It is the liability of the issuing bank, that is RBI. And it is an asset for whoever is holding it. You and I who hold the currency notes. That is exactly what a digital currency also is. The liability is the CBDC is a digital IOU issued by the Reserve Bank. So it's a liability for the Reserve Bank, and it is for you and me, it's an asset which will help us buy something. So basically one digital rupee will be one physical rupee. That's what it is practically for you and me. Now, how is it different from the private issuer? A CBDC, central bank digital currency, is issued by the central bank. But a private digital currency like a crypto, a Bitcoin, a Dogecoin doesn't have an identifiable issuer. Okay, and also buyers can refuse to accept it. I bought a crypto for $25,000 and I want to buy, say I want to buy a university education, but the university doesn't accept it. So the crypto guys or the Dogecoin guys or the Bitcoin guys say that they are like gold. A crypto has the same value like gold has. But gold over centuries has been accepted. Whereas here we don't know if the crypto will be accepted by everyone. And therefore, the CBDC becomes important. Why did the Reserve Bank now announce that they will issue digital currencies shortly? One, because they are finding that many people are fascinated by it. Two, it can also be easier for transaction. Say you get 1% of your salary in digital currency, you have an account with the Reserve Bank, and you and I, all of us are paying each other, then it can be settled via UPI at the Reserve Bank, so that a lot of payment systems can get freed up with the bank. So it might be a little more comfortable. But that is not the real reason. The real reason why Reserve Bank and other central banks are doing it is they are worried that the private digital currency like a Bitcoin or a Dogecoin could get accepted by everybody. Then there is a problem. For instance, I pay for my Harvard education for my child by buying a crypto coin. Then, you know, both the central bank of the US and India become redundant. Or what is worse, suppose I want another college in Bombay is ready to take a cryptocurrency, then I'm buying in dollars a cryptocurrency and giving it to the university, then the rupee loses its value as a medium of exchange. Then what happens to monetary policy? How do you control interest rates? That is why, for the fear that private digital currencies could become acceptable and that should be stopped, that is why you are seeing banks like Reserve Bank hurrying to issue their own digital currency. It has not become acceptable just yet, the private virtual currencies, but if it becomes, that is why these guys are hurrying. In fact, what we understand is 86% of the countries around the world are already experimenting with their own digital currency. 14% already have a pilot in place. and then there will be, in course of time, all countries, if they agree to issue digital currencies, then exchange rates will develop even for digital exchange of goods and services. Okay, the idea is that if all countries do that, then people will be protected from going to these private digital currency issuers, the private issuers of Bitcoins and Dogecoins. Now the big fear is, should we give the money through the RBI or through banks? If the RBI directly gives, we are all holding accounts with the RBI for a digital currency, banks will lose deposits because you will put a part of the money with RBI, and then banks won't be able to make loans. So that is one way people are thinking, the central bankers. The need to issue a digital currency should be in such a way that bank deposits also remain attractive. Now, there are people who argue that no, don't worry about bank deposits, they will be attractive because the Reserve Bank will only issue the currency, they won't give you an interest rate. Whereas if it is issued through banks, the digital currency, banks will always pay you an interest rate on your deposits. So bank deposits will remain attractive. Let us not worry, even if the digital currency is issued through the central bank. You will keep a minimum only with the Reserve Bank. That's one set of arguments. So these are the various arguments that are going on between central banks and between banks and the Reserve Bank. What are the dangers? The dangers is, first, of course, greater cyber risk. If all of us are going to exchange only with digital currencies, chances of hacking are there. But the bigger risk is actually that a large part of India or many countries are not technologically developed. Internet is not available, smartphones are not available, and people are not technologically literate or even financially literate. So chances are, if the digital currency is issued by the Reserve Bank, it will be a small sliver of the population which may use it for a few activities. Large part will still depend on cash. That is the guess. Nevertheless, very interesting developments are set to occur in this space. Digital currency, watch this space.